Hello out there and welcome to Sitting. Hello and welcome to Sitting Down with Schneider. Today we have a special treat. We are going to be chatting with two people at once. That's right. We are going to be talking with both the Blair brothers, Nick and Connor. And so as you can see, we've already brought them in and they are ready to go. Hey guys, before we start chatting, are you okay with me recording this and putting it on the YouTube channel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, very cool, very cool. All right, well, let's start with the oldest. Connor, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us what you're up to, what you like to do, activities you're involved in, things like that. Let the
Sure.
massive viewing audience know who you are.
Yeah. So I'm Connor Blair, 22 now. That seems crazy. Seems really old. I think I was in your classes. I think 2011 and 2012 was my 7th and 8th grade leadership with you, and always a blast. And right now, with the quarantine, just in Seattle with my girlfriend Bailey. Not much to do, just hanging out, waiting to go back to play baseball. That's what I do in my free time mostly, is just play the baseball.
Play a little baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right on. And then, Nick, what are you up to? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Nick Blair. I'm 19. I had Bart for creative dramatics, drama, leadership, everything at Edna Hill. Right now, I'm at home in Brentwood because of quarantine, but normally I'm in San Luis Obispo. I go to Cuesta College there, and I'm a culinary arts student there. So I cook for fun and hopefully for a living.
Right on, right on. All right, so hey, Connor, gonna jump back to you. You mentioned obviously play baseball a bit. You were gonna be in what league were you gonna be in going into this year?
I don't know. We didn't get our assignments or anything like that. That's usually something that comes towards the end of spring training. We were like, I think 5 days in when we got banged. So, I finished in low A last year, so probably somewhere in the A's,
Right, and I know you can't, like you said, you can't exactly say. So, how did that go down? I was actually at spring training in Scottsdale when the NBA said we're not going to do this anymore, and I just knew I was ready to go to the ball game on Friday, and I just knew that Thursday it was going to come down, and I wasn't going to be going to any spring training games. How did you guys react as ball players? Like, how did that feel, knowing that it was going to be on a definite long hold?
At first we were all like, when we saw the NBA got canceled, all of us like, they won't cancel baseball. They won't do it. Like, just won't happen. And then like the next day we had a meeting and they're like, well, we're going to take the weekend off and see how things go. And then ultimately it was Saturday, so we didn't even get through the weekend. They're like, go home. We don't know when you're coming back.
And that's how it's been left, right? There's been I know that there's been stuff in the news about, there's going to be maybe some games, played at the spring training facilities, or, there's just all kinds of theories, but, and there's probably some stuff you might not even be able to discuss, but
no, honestly,
right now,
whatever I know about 10 to 15 minutes before social media knows. Whatever's told to the players in the minor leagues is told to everybody. So we're all in the same standing with it right now.
So Nick, up at or down at Cuesta. So you're down there. You're doing your like you said, your culinary school. Sorry about that. A little itch on the side of the forehead. You were living down there, right?
Yeah.
Like a dorm situation, or
I have an apartment there with two of my friends, and I'm actually staying in the same apartment and I'm renewing my lease in August. And I'm going back down there in August to live there with my current girlfriend and another one of my good friends, Jake Torres, who was in the same grade as me and stuff.
Okay. So what did Cuesta, like, did they shut things down? Were you able to finish up online as well?
So yeah, they finished. The nice thing about me is because I was like in school, like doing culinary school, like I had my like culinary arts 1 and like my baking class finished the week things got put into online. So then my second class was able to just go completely online. So there was no really like huge gap because I had a little break in there. So it was different for me than like the rest of the Questa students for sure, because it was more of a smoother transition for me. But I remember just when we were all learning that like all school was going to go online and stuff, I had a couple people over at my apartment. We were all just there like, oh, my class just got canceled. Oh, the week just got canceled. Oh, I guess we're all gonna go home now. And it was just like within like 15 minutes, just all of us sitting there going like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
Now, so Questa, have they talked at all about going into next year? You know, some of the, you know, the state schools, they declared that they weren't going to go back. You know, UCs are still playing with it, and so has Questa made any?
So they're doing like small numbers of classes in person that they're having people sign up for now, and they're going to see how the virus plays out in the area, whether or not they can do those low number classes in person, you know, where people are sitting like 6 feet away at desks and stuff like that. But also they have a majority of their classes and they have a way more expanded online option because they're preparing for at least the first semester to be online.
Yeah, I'd imagine culinary school seems so hands-on. You know what I mean?
It's that's impossible.
That would just seem like a really hard one to do online.
Oh yeah, you don't. That's going to be put on hold for a while.
So are you going to take like just some undergrad stuff and?
Oh yeah, some gen eds, work towards a 2-year business degree, so that way I can take a business degree along with my culinary degree. Maybe tell some people what to do in the restaurant instead of being told what to do.
Get the business stuff out of the way. There you go. That'll work. Hey, so what have you been doing to keep busy during this shelter in place? Any hobbies or anything?
I've been gardening a ton, actually. I built an herb garden in my backyard, and my dad and I just finished like some whole raised planted beds with a whole pepper garden and tomato thing. And so that's what I've been up to.
That ties in. I mean, actually, an herb garden, right? Culinary school, that works together.
Yeah, right.
Really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how about you? You picked up on any new hobbies or new habits down or up in Seattle? Are you in Seattle?
Yeah, in Seattle. Pretty day right now. I think it's about, 68 degrees or so, sunny. Not warm enough though. You know, it needs to warm up a little more. It's been raining a lot still. It's hard not to discombobulate, you know, just with all the rain over and over and over, you know.
A little harder to get outside. Yeah.
You would think by May it would be gorgeous here, but we're still waiting on it. You
haven't picked up any new hobbies or anything? You're not like, you know, riffing on guitar or anything like that?
No. Went through a couple books. I think I read 3 or 4 books. I'm in between books right now. So any suggestions?
You know, I read this book called A is for Alibi. I'm forgetting the author, but then she goes down the line. B is for this. They're super quick reads, but they're these little mystery novels.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Casey's actually reading Game of Thrones right now, which is pretty intense. I mean, we've saw the whole show.
Really?
But man, talk about detail. I don't know if you're a Game of Thrones fan.
I never watched it.
Okay. If you had.
I'm bad with TV and movies. I'm just so narrow with it. You know, I repeat the same thing.
Find something you like and just stick with it.
I'm raising that right now, and that's gonna last.
You know, The Last Dance was good though. I don't know if you watched The Last Dance or not.
My brother was saying watch The Last Dance. He said it was.
It makes you just like miss so many people. You know, it makes you miss that Stuart Scott booyah. You know, like stuff like that. Just everyone.
Casey's been sharing this thing on YouTube. It's called John Boy and baseball.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God! Boy. So you've seen it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where he breaks down the different like things that happened during the ball game. I love that. It's so funny.
One of my favorite ones is the Hunter Strickland and Bryce Harper fight from Memorial Day, because I was at that game, and the half inning before I caught the ball that Bryce Harper caught to end the inning, and he threw it into the stands. And I caught that ball, and then literally like 15 minutes later, he's throwing hands with Hunter Strickland on the mound.
Are you kidding me? You caught that when he threw it into the stands?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane. Yeah, because it was like, remember, and I love the way he describes it too. He's like, fast forward like 5 years. Or was it like there's such a huge gap between them?
They still hate each other. Oh, it's hilarious.
Man, it's craziness. So I was thinking about just recently, you know, about a week or two ago, it would have been Mr. Liberty. at Liberty, right? And Patrick was going to be involved in it again. Okay. And I thought having the two, now I know Nick, I know you did it. Connor, were you in Mr. Liberty?
Yeah, my senior year.
So.
I think it was the worst Mr. Liberty performance ever.
What I wanted to ask,
score ever.
I wanted to throw this out there because I had the two of you, and I was like, I was 100% sure, Nick, you had done it. Connor, I was like 98%. Like, I was so sure, but I wasn't absolute. So, Nick, I'm going to throw this one at you first.
All right.
Looking back at Mr. Liberty, what was your favorite Mr. Liberty moment that you were a part of when you were in Mr. Liberty? And Connor's all happy down there. He's like, okay, I got more time to think about this.
Oh, wow.
I'm putting you on the spot. I know I have my two, Nick, but I just want to see what your two favorite Mr. Liberty moments were.
Wow, that's so hard. Wait, you said you have two?
Oh, I have my two.
Oh, would you like to share one first? So all
right, I'll share my two,
okay.
And if one of those is one of them, you can totally, you can buy in with that. Okay, the first one is the recreation of Chippendales. Okay, hands down. And then the other one, I'm just going to say two words: peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get to see that one. I didn't.
You know what? You might consider yourself lucky, Connor.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the most wonderful, disgusting, just like tightening of the cheeks. Like, am I watching this? I don't want to watch it.
Do you want me to explain it?
I want to look away.
just put a link into it. There's got to be a video of it.
So. I think I have
a video of it. There's a video of it, I'm sure. Somewhere.
Oh, wow.
But, so I don't know if those were either your two favorite, Nick, but those were the ones that stood out with me.
That was, okay, one that really stands out to me is, do you remember when Reese Watkins Nelson did like the Muscle Beach one with Brock and Jake Reinders, and I was the Vaseline guy?
Yes.
That was up there. I had fun being the Vaseline guy.
I think your brother's down there like, dude, what's up with you and the like creamy substances?
Yeah, right.
He's always just got something random, and it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
And then also, I think probably my favorite moment is driving a four-wheeler across the stage with Ryan Raimondi falling off the back of it.
Yes, you mean soon to be
the future mayor of.
I was going to say hopeful mayor Ryan Raimondi.
Raimondi 2020. Yeah.
Raimondi 2020. Okay, so those were some good times. Okay, Connor, how about you? Do you have a favorite Mr. We're doing this in honor of Mr. Liberty not being able to go. We're sharing a couple of memories of it. So
I think the practices were so fun, and just terrorizing Rod. I mean, Rod had an awful time with us, and that was the best part of it.
I think it was awful, but also completely joyous for her.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, entirely. Yeah.
Because she talks so fondly about, as Patrick has gone through and Casey have gone through, you've just heard her talk about, and she always is eye rolling and just like, but deep down, it's like, it's just must be so funny to be a part of that. This is her last year of leadership.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We did one of these sitting down things with Rod. There's one if you want to check it out.
You sat down with Summer?
What's that? Yeah.
You sat down with Summer?
Sat down with Summer. Yeah, we did. So when this is all said and done, what's going to be the first thing that you wanted to do? I mean, of course, go back to school, things like that. But like when it's lifted just locally, like, up in, down here in Brentwood or up there in Washington, what are going to be the first one or two things you're going to want to do? Let's go to Nick.
Okay, for my number one thing is once California's opened up more, I'm going to go to San Jose. I'm going to go to Din Tai Fung. It's an Asian restaurant there. And there's also one in Seattle, and there's like 10 of them worldwide, but they just have the best dumplings in the world, and I miss those. I severely miss dumplings.
That is very specific. Right on, Nick. Thanks. How about you, Connor?
No problem.
I know it sounds cliche, but I mean, I just want to like get back in the weight room and start training again and hitting baseballs in a cage, with other people, and, just get back to that. I mean, of course, just going to restaurants and just being able to go around the city, because it is such a gorgeous city. It's you can explore it now, but it's a lot easier to do without all the social distancing restrictions.
Yeah, I actually want to talk to you about that as well. Seattle got hit so hard off the early bat. How are things up there now? Is it still like a ghost town out in the main city?
No, yeah, we actually went up Pike the other day to go pick up food, and we drove down, like, not near Pike Place itself, but we were along Pike, and downtown was empty. Like, there was no one
Kind
down
of
there.
eerie, a little bit eerie.
Yeah. It's just like, where is everyone? Like, usually the streets are just lined all times of the day.
Were you up there when it got hit so hard, so early?
Bailey, were we?
I was.
My girlfriend was. I wasn't.
Oh, cameo from Bailey. What? Sorry. I throw that out there. Bailey, is it okay if your voice is put on YouTube? I got to ask permission. I don't want you suing me.
She's allowing it.
All right.
She's allowing it to happen.
All right. Very cool. I just, God, man. Can't do these cameos like that.
She was here when it was hit hard. I was still in Florida when it wasn't as serious, because it was just Seattle for a while where it was super serious. And so when I came back, it was already, really starting to clear up and drop. And it was like right when New York City was like the worst. So it hasn't been super bad since I've been around, but Seattle's taking a lot of measures to like keep it safe. They are not about reopening anything
anytime soon, huh?
Yeah, we go to this park that has a couple turf soccer fields and actually has a cage and an L screen, which is perfect. My Bailey's kind enough to toss baseballs to me in the cage, and do as much as I can out there. And even when we're on the turf fields, it says field closed, park closed, and people bike by and say, hey, keep it moving, Seattle, don't stay in one place. So like, if they come by, we either have to like just be like, whatever, or we have to actually move if they make us. So it's still like really strict. Like we can't even like go to a turf field and like do as much training as we can,
So you are trying to keep, like I think you'd mentioned when I was texting that you at like 2:00 you're gonna go hit some balls, stuff like that. You're just doing soft toss. Is that kind of the way you're just kind of staying with it at this point?
Yeah. As much as I can.
Doing what you can, yeah. And Nick, are you cooking at home?
Pretty much every day, yeah. As much as I can. I've been baking recently. Just made a cheesecake and a chocolate silk pie the other day.
Wow.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, it's burger night. I'm gonna be grilling some burgers out by the pool tonight. So
now, because you're in culinary school, does everybody expect you to be like cook every night, or do you just like it? It's like your mom's like, hey man, you're in school, you cook.
No, they don't expect it of me, but it's just since I'm home during this quarantine, I don't think they're expecting me to be home and stuff. It's just it's a good way I can contribute to the family and stuff.
Yeah.
Take a little weight off of their shoulders during a stressful time.
Yeah. Are they holding up okay?
Yeah, definitely. We're doing our best, staying strong together as a family.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, hey, I think I'll let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down. It's just really fun that when we were texting and saying both that we thought it'd be a good time. And I agree. It was really good to see both of you. And I look forward to, as we all do, all this being lifted and you getting back in the mix. Like you said, getting back down to Cuesta, getting back down there with your girlfriend and getting classes rolling and getting you back on the baseball field, man. So that would be awesome. Say hi to the fam for me, all right?
Of course.
You too.
Absolutely. And say hi to Bailey for me. Okay. I hope I wasn't rude when I was joking about the camera.
Oh, no.
She's really upset. So.
No new rivalries have been formed.
All right, you guys. Have a good one, all right?
All right.
You too.
Thank you, Bart.